Why shake diets don't work even when you lose weight. Now, this is probably going to be a controversial topic, but I don't really see why. Now, this is something I've talked about a lot recently in terms of why I dislike shake diets, and I'd even go as far as saying I hate shake diets. There's still these kind of like pyramid salespeople, let's say, around pushing their shakes ultimately as a means to lose weight, and there's a lot of people that are still doing these things, and it's 2026 and I feel like this message still needs to be said. So in this episode I'm going to talk to you about why I dislike or why I hate shake diets. At DoTheWork HQ, we pride ourselves on providing sustainable but guaranteed results. And the key thing there is sustainable, and what we want to create is longevity. And I believe that shake diets absolutely do not do that. Because the key to losing weight is not the weight loss itself, it's what happens after. It's whether or not the strategy that you used prepares you to be able to maintain that result after, or take you on to the next step of what your fitness journey is, which might be a more performance-based goal or whatever it might be. But ultimately, your health, your well-being, your confidence, your energy is still there long after you stop doing the thing that got you there, which brings us into the main problem of shake diets. Because generally the strategy is you have a shake for your first meal of the day, so your breakfast, then you have a shake for your second meal of the day, so I call it dinner, many people call it lunch, but we're not going to get into that today. And then perhaps in your third meal of the day, your tea, but many people call it dinner, you have a proper meal. So you're actually only eating proper food once a day. So first of all, who the hell wants to do that? But secondly, what does it teach you about what to do when you're no longer doing the shakes? Because nobody wants to be using shakes for their meals for the rest of their life, I would imagine. So this is why I don't like them, because yes, they are great at getting you a result. If you only have shakes and eat one meal a day, then you are going to be in quite a substantial calorie deficit and you're going to lose a lot of weight very quickly, which is why they're marketable, which is why when people start doing them, that they get a result and see a result really fast, and then start to tell their friends about it and promote it and do all the things that make more people want to do these things. Because in the world that we're in now, everybody wants the result now, or ideally yesterday. But with weight loss or sustainable weight loss, it doesn't work in that way. You are much better set to lose weight in a steady manner. I'm not saying you can't lose weight fairly quickly. However, if you do it by a means that is something that you can't at least close to maintain long term, it's going to result in you going back to the habits that you had before, and probably putting the weight back on that was on before. But that's not the stuff that's talked about, that's not the stuff that's marketed. What's marketed is that you lose a substantial amount of weight in a short period of time. And this is why I absolutely hate them, because I don't even know what you call these people. They're not coaches, maybe they are, let's call them the pyramid seller. So the pyramid seller is there to sell as many shakes as possible to as many people as possible, as quickly as possible for as long as possible. And so they want you on this diet for as long as you possibly can. But the truth is, why would you, to go back to the point before, why would you still want to be using shakes after 3 months or 6 months or 12 months or however long it takes you to lose the weight that you want to lose? So if you're not learning on the way a strategy to maintain these results by perhaps you're not even perhaps, obviously to lose weight you need to be in a calorie deficit, and that's what the shake diets create. They create a calorie deficit because you are eating certainly less than you were before and less than you need to maintain the same weight, so you are losing weight. Now, another side problem, which we'll not get into now, is that when people lose weight and they do it quickly and they're in too deep of a deficit, then they're probably losing some muscle mass along the way as well. But that's a conversation for another day. But when people start losing weight really quickly, they just see the result and then they're happy and they're content with that, as I say. But what we're not doing is we're not teaching ourselves what to do after. what to do when you hit that target goal, whatever it might be, whether it's 1 stone, 2 stone, 3 stone, whatever it might be. What do you do then? Do you just stop taking the shakes, and then what do you do? Because all you've done throughout that process is rely upon shakes within your diet. So are you going to continue doing that forever? Are you going to go back to eating some what I would call real food? And the people that run these groups don't know very much, if anything, about nutrition at all. They just know that they're selling their shakes to you. You go to them, they weigh you, they give you a certain number of, or a certain amount of shakes for a period of time. You take the shake and then off you go. But they don't actually know how to teach it to eat in terms of for nutritional value, and also in terms of how to manage your weight long term. They are just there to get you a quick fix so that you lose weight, so that you can stand there with a plaque that says, I have lost 1/4 pound this week, or I have lost 1 pound this week, or I have lost 2 stone in X amount of time, whatever it might be, so that they can use you for their marketing to then get more people within the pyramid selling the shakes. So hopefully that allows you to see that all they want to do is sell more shakes. Now, I'm here as a coach. I'm not directly selling you anything right now, and that's not the point of the video. But obviously, I get paid for what I do. However, I can sleep at night knowing that I teach people how to lose weight in a way that they can then use to help them go back into a non-dieting stage, let's say, or a non-weight loss phase, where they can maintain things for a long period of time. And it's not a secret that I believe that you need to be still exercising after the diet or the weight loss is finished. You still need to be conscious of eating a well-balanced diet long after that's, if you want to maintain the weight, that however strategy you use that, whether that's still monitoring what you eat or just understanding food better so that you can eat closer to an energy balance so that you don't gain weight. And you do that by eating actual real food and not relying upon shakes for your meals. Because again, to come full circle, if you only rely upon shakes to lose weight, you have no plan, no structure, no understanding of food, portion sizes specific to you, the way you like to eat, all of those things. You have no idea what that looks like for you once you've lost the weight. That's why I hate shake diets. I hate them because they're a pyramid scheme. I hate them because the people that push them don't know anything about nutrition. Normally they've come from having a completely different job, like unrelated to anything with regards to health and fitness. They've joined the pyramid scheme, they push it, they get people results quick because having shakes means that you're in a big calorie deficit. More people do it because they lose weight quickly, and then it grows from there. And all of a sudden you've developed a bit of a cult where people are stuck on shakes in order to lose weight and think that that's the only way that they can do it. When actually it's a terrible strategy because it doesn't work long term. As I say, it just pushes the marketing strategy of the person who leads that cult or group or whatever you might want to call it, via the photos where they hold the plaques, or via telling people because they've lost X amount of weight in a period of time. But if you went back and did, a longer term study of how those people are doing long after the shake diets, of those people that are no longer using the shakes and the level of success for there, it just wouldn't be the success it's seemed to be at the beginning. Because people are losing weight quickly, and so it's good, and that's what people want, and then people join it. So my reason for this video is that I want to educate people. I want to educate you, if you're listening, that chances are this isn't a good strategy for you. Not because I don't sell it, not because I don't promote it, but because I care about people's longevity with regards to their health, their fitness, their weight management, and all of that stuff. And that can't be done by choosing a quick fix strategy. And today I'm talking specifically about shakes. I've talked a lot about shakes recently because I see a lot of promotion about it, and it really frustrates me because I know that it won't work for people long term. But any quick fix strategy is going to result in you not being able to maintain it long term and not learning enough about yourself, about food, about exercise, how your body responds, what you need to do in order to keep the results long term. So if you can't see yourself doing a form of what you're doing long term, then it's not going to work for you. If you're happy drinking shakes for the rest of your life instead of real food, then fill your boots. But I would imagine most people aren't. So please listen to me when I say it's about what you can do long term and how to maintain the results. The level of success within a weight loss strategy is not the weight loss itself, it's what happens after in terms of maintaining it. And that, as I say, is why I do not recommend shake diets, and I'd go as far as saying I absolutely hate them. But hopefully, as much as me sort of having a little bit of a moan, a rant and a whinge about them, I'm giving you some understanding and background as to why I dislike them and why I think they're not the best fit for 99% of people, even though they are successful at weight loss short term. They are not the strategy that's going to fix a lifetime of poor habits and a poor relationship with food and a poor relationship with exercise. That's going to come from structured, dare I say, simple, consistent habits that you can do long after you've achieved the weight loss that you say you want, rather than relying upon one particular system to lose weight. And it's something I see a lot, and that's why I felt the need to do this podcast, because I've done a few posts and reels and things like that, but I wanted to go into just a tad more detail about why my stance is the way it is and why I feel so strongly about it, because I care about people's long-term results and longevity within the health and fitness space and within their health, their confidence, their energy and all of that. And I just don't think it helps. So if you've got any questions as a result of this, feel free to reach out, but hopefully that's helped you understand a little bit about why I believe shake diets are bullshit.